Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Good day, good morning, good night, wherever you are tuning in from. My name is Chad Royer, and the name of my channel is What's Happening with Chad Y. Royer. I am documenting my journey as a cancer patient as I was diagnosed in November of 2024. Folks, if you haven't done so, feel free to like and subscribe to the channel. Please enable your notifications. And if anyone is willing to support my cause, I do have a GoFundMe account in my name. So, where are we right now? I am back home. I was discharged from the hospital after I was in there for a necessary stem cell transplant. So, what ended up happening is I was collecting stem cells prior to the day of the hospitalization. That took about 2 days, 2 to 3 days actually. They induced a heavy dose of chemo, and a day later, they would insert the stem cells back into my body. But throughout that time that I was in the hospital, I was severely immunocompromised to the point where I could have gotten sick off anything. And I am under doctor's orders to refrain from large crowds, areas where there's a lot of people, and I have to make sure that I do not get sick while my body is trying to heal and recuperate. Now, as of when I was discharged from the hospital, I'm still going through some of the symptoms that I was dealing with while I was in the hospital. So let me just tell you how I've felt since I've come out. And this is not in order of any importance, by the way. Um, let's start with my food tolerance. I had not been able to eat the foods that I wanted to eat, either because I was afraid that it would nauseate me, or I didn't have a taste for it, I didn't have the texture for it, or I just wasn't in the mood. Uh, Maybe the taste had changed to something totally undesirable. Uh, as a number of reasons, my tolerance just wasn't there. Um, Something like Cheerios that I would normally eat if I add honey to it, couldn't tolerate it. You know, chips from Trader Joe's, I usually buy 3 or 4 at a time, couldn't tolerate it. Coconut water, which I normally buy a lot of when they're on sale, I must have drank 2 out of 7 cans, or maybe it was 8. The first time when the symptoms weren't as prevalent, it was no issue. But in the middle of the time, I drank it out of necessity, or I felt it was out of necessity in an effort to try to increase nutrients going into my body. I didn't have a taste for it. I didn't even finish it. That's rare. That's rare that I would barely finish it. Even now, so I have not attempted to drink any kind of coconut water because I don't have the taste for it. I don't have the feel for it. I don't have the tolerance for it. I might end up not liking it if I try to drink it right now. What other thing? This past weekend, I slept for a long time. I slept for hours. I went to sleep when it was daytime. I woke up, it was nighttime. It was probably around 8 or 9 o'clock p.m. when I woke up. I've had some extended periods of sleep. Texts were coming in, emails were coming in, phone calls were missed. In fact, I still got to call a few people from this past weekend, even up to now. Uh, I just hope that people understand it wasn't my intention to ignore the call. I just wasn't awake. Kids were making the mess, they were playing, they were doing what they were doing, and daddy was asleep. Speaking of the kids, if I could just make a quick timeout, I just want to show just 2 things that my kids did from school. I just want to show it off. I just want to show it off. If anyone knows, I'm very big into my kids. I love them dearly. I'd do anything for them. I just wanted to show that off. What else was I feeling? What else am I still feeling? My tolerance for food, my sleepiness, my fatigue. I've been very tired waking up, very tired to the point where when it's time for the kids to get ready for school, I don't even participate in getting them ready. If there's anything that I can do, it's when I wake up in the middle of the night, I have to use the bathroom, I drink some water, and I will put some of the clothes out for the kids in case they're missing anything. And that's about it. I've been very, very, very worn out, tired to walk, tired to get up, tired to turn over. Sometimes it even, and it's a lot of effort to even get up to use the bathroom or to get up to go to the kitchen or to throw something out. The fatigue factor, it's still it's still an issue, and I can get more into that later because something else actually happened. My strength, I used to lift weights 6 days a week before the kids were born. After the kids, it barely happens. Some of that strength is still there. There is such a thing such as muscle memory, but I guess muscle memory forgot me because I don't have the strength to do a lot of things. Moving stuff around. I mean, if I can do it, it's by the grace of God that I didn't hurt myself. I'm still working on my back, trying to get it stronger. The strength is not there. It's coming along, but it's just taking a long time. Uh, my appetite, my appetite for meals. I can't do big meals right now. I'm fortunate to do eggs and toast in the morning, avocado and toast for lunch or dinner. Soup, if I have soup, I can only do half a bowl. I can't eat anything heavy. It makes me feel a certain way. I mean, I usually finish the soup rather quickly, but I can't even finish the soup in the whole day, even if I split it up. I just don't have the appetite or the will to eat large amounts. I do have the urge to snack on occasion, but then that's nullified by me wanting to rest and sleep. It's going to take a while before it gets back to where it's supposed to be. And this was the same exact thing that happened when I was hospitalized the first time. Because when I got out the hospital, it took me a while to build my appetite for certain things. It took me a while. And I'm going through this cycle again. I've had some periods where I felt cold. And what I found out is because my hemoglobin levels or my red blood cell levels were somewhat in the low area, I would tend to shiver, feel cold, not necessarily get the chills, but overall feel like it's winter. I would have a short sleeve, if I can say the words properly, a short sleeve shirt or a long sleeve shirt and long pants. I would still need a sheet on top of me. I would need to put a sheet on top of me and block the air from going in so that I wouldn't feel any kind of draft or anything. That's been issue with me. I'm still feeling it at times, although it's not so bad right now. The weather as of late has reached the 70s, but then at any given time, I can feel the coldness just come around. It's very uncomfortable. I recently had to get IV because my energy was so low. My blood counts were doing well. My white blood cell counts were high. My platelet levels were high. Just that the energy wasn't there. So at my last hospital visit, I had to get IV. I even referenced this in another video that I have, which is one of the video shorts, that I needed to get IV for an hour. Since getting that IV, I felt a little more energized for that day. Uh, the next day, I felt somewhat a little more energized, but it has seem to have worn off a little bit. I guess what I'm going to have to do is to increase my water intake and just try to see how I do in the daytime and try to rest as much and not go too crazy with everything. So my energy, my overall feeling, I'm still a risk to get sick, to infect, to catch a fever, and I gotta be very careful. There is a lot that I cannot do. I do need to go out for air. I do need to take some exercise when I can, but I have to do it safely. I have to do it while I'm not in a position where I'm immunocompromised. I have to take my time. I have to find the time. I have to figure out how it's going to work. And at times, I'm not going to be able to reach out to folks in a timely fashion. It doesn't mean that I won't reach out. I will just get back to them when I can. That's just how it's been. On, I would say, if my phone is in front of me and I get a message and I can speak to them. If I'm tired or if there's something I was supposed to discuss and I don't have it in front of me, then I have to get back. It's just taking me a while to get into a rhythm. It's taking me a while. But for all it's worth, I'm doing my best and I hope to get there. Now, continuing on my current condition, what I can do, I can walk around, I can try to exercise, I can rest. What I cannot do is rush the process. I can't jump into any new projects. I can't rush into the runarounds that I've always done. I can't rush into answering the phone. I can't rush into getting dressed. I still have to take my time getting dressed so I don't hurt myself. I have to take my time with a lot of the things that come natural to me. I still have to take my time. Even when I talk, sometimes I have to take my time. I just have to make sure that I pace myself. I have until sometime in July, maybe August, where I will be back to my normal self. According to the doctors, they experience this with many of their patients as close to 100 days of isolation from the stem cell transplant. That's when I get a great sense of normalcy in everything that I'm doing. A lot of events are taking place. In fact, there was one yesterday, could not go. There was one today, could not go. There's one this weekend, cannot attend. There's another one next weekend, cannot do it. There's several events that are taking place where I've been invited to or it's open to the public. I gotta pick and choose. I cannot do that. If I want to be able to do anything and everything in the future, I have to sacrifice this time. And I'm going to have to literally take my time and pace myself and not jump to a rush conclusion or a rush decision. That's where I am right now. And I hope people can understand. I need to do this now so that I can be better later. Does it hurt that I'm not able to do this stuff? Of course it does. I miss a lot of people. I miss all of you. I miss all of you. The meetings, the laughter, the events. There's so many. There's so many that I can count on. But I gotta be ready so that at least when I'm ready to go to those baseball games where the Mets are winning, and indeed the Mets are winning, I'll be able to do so without any consequence. So I thank you for your time. I thank you for listening to me. Again, my name is Chad Royer. This is my channel, What's Happening with Chad Y. Royer. Please feel free to like and subscribe to my channel. Turn on your notifications so that you know when the next videos are coming. And if you are willing to donate to my cause or to support my cause, I do have a GoFundMe account in my name because hospital and medical bills are expensive. I thank you for your time. Take care and be well. Let me just show this one more time.